We are still buzzing from the Victoria Open Karate Tournament that just happened last week. We're going to tell you all about the great success we had in the first tournament of the Golden Leagues. We got other stuff coming up on this episode of the Karate 360 podcast, including results from Berlin, as well as our technical, tactical, and fitness training tips of the week. I'm one of the co-hosts, Kalen Anglos.
I'm Richard Mosdell.
I'm fired up tonight. Richard, let's take it away.
Karate 360, let's start the show. You will kick high and I will sweep low. From local to global, it's a thing that you love. Karate!
Sanrokumaru. It's been a while since we've been back in the studio.
We've been traveling. We've been all over the place.
We've been all over the place. We were in Kelowna first for the celebration of karate, which was a phenomenal event. Celebrating. We've been celebrating. And it was a grand time.
Yes.
It was a good event. And then last weekend, of course, was the Victoria Open.
First Victoria Open.
And
double elim finished basically on time.
We were ahead of time for pretty much most of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time kumite got in the afternoon, it started to slow down a little bit, and we still were able to finish on time.
Yes.
And it's absolutely crazy because maybe it's the same in Japan and across the world, I don't know, but when I was growing up, karate tournaments were always behind schedule.
Yes.
That was just the way it is. You're scheduled to go up at 2. You're probably not going to get up till 4 or something like that.
Yes.
That's just the way it went. And to see a tournament run on schedule, on time, and pretty much without any hiccups, it's like almost unheard of. A double elim, yeah, where everybody gets 2 shots at it as well.
If you don't understand double elim, let us explain that to you.
Go for it.
If you lose a match, you still can keep fighting for the gold medal. You have to lose twice.
You have to lose twice. Double elimination, double loss. So if you lose your first match, you can come back and still fight. Sometimes, and this happened quite a bit, though, you might have to fight the same person or do a kata against the same person twice in a row because maybe you've lost one, they haven't lost any.
Yes.
You go up in the finals, you beat them. Now you both have lost one, and you got to go again. And that's always exciting. We used to do it at Nationals, remember? And I remember Sean Dillon, shout out to Sean Dillon. He
came to our tournament.
Which was awesome. He's also got a MMA fight tomorrow night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the Mamba Fight Night. So good luck to Sean Dillon in that. But I remember it was him and Chris DeSouza Costa from Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Used to fight in the finals. They were always in the finals of the men's heavyweight kumite, and they were so closely matched that by the time they got it, it was pretty much always inevitable they were going to have to wind up fighting twice because usually one would beat the other, and then they'd have to try and go at it again. And it was always stressful for them, I'm sure, but it was exciting for everybody watching.
That's awesome. And then the other thing, when there's a group of 3 people in the tournament,
just a round robin. Yeah.
Well, it was interesting how A could beat B, B could beat C, and C could beat A.
Yeah, we had even for kata.
Yep.
So we had 3 flags, so 3 referees calling the flags, and there was one situation I can remember where we had a round robin, and then that happened. A beat B, B beat C, C beat A, so they each had a win. So, okay, we're gonna go to the flags. Whoever had the most flags. Oh, they all got the exact same flags. So this has never happened before. You're all tied for first.
Yes.
You all have to go up and go again type thing.
Wild.
And then I remember thinking well, what happens if we get all the same flags again? Like they have to do another kata. So
the referees really have to separate it.
Yeah, for sure. And that did wind up happening a second time, but it was just kind of fun. It was fun to see and fun to watch. I think everybody had a good time.
I've seen that a long time ago, scorecards where they had these 2 people go up and they were tied for 3rd and 4th. So they had to do a tiebreaker. And the flags were they did scorecards. And they got the same numbers, even when they added the top and low end. So they did it again. It was still the same top and low.
That's pretty rare, but yeah.
And then 3rd or 4th time. And then I remember the chief referee telling the officials, can you please not just be 0.2 off? Just pick. I want that person. I'm going to give them 2 points above or something.
Yeah.
But to be the person who got 4th and not a medal after going through all that.
Yeah. I kind of like the scorecard system for kata because it kind of, you get a little bit, it takes longer, but you get a little bit of feedback. You totally know, I'm below average, I'm average, above average, and you kind of get a better idea. I think you were maybe talking to Rita at the celebration of karate about them maybe doing a breaking it down into the technical, tactical, athletic, and then giving scores for each of those.
That's right. So it sounds like something will come up where you get a score for technical, you get a score for athletic from each official, and 70% of your score is the technical side, and 30% is the athletic side.
Right.
And officials will be 5 of them sitting all at the front of the arena.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting in a circle.
Okay.
Sounds like they're going to cheat by looking over each other's shoulder, but I guess they'll have an iPad or they'll have some sort of clicker or something. Yeah. So, it'll be interesting what they do. And like the whole purpose of a double elim is more time on the mats.
Yeah, for sure. More experience. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I had, on our team, we had people who were up against more people who are more experienced.
Sure.
We had other clubs. Some mums were like, why is my green belt up against a brown belt? Well, there's not that many green belts. It basically just be 1 or 2 other people.
Right.
But if you get to go with the blues and the brown belts, get more time on the mats. And
yeah.
You think, okay, I'm going to go to provincials a couple months from now. I really want to get a medal. Well, then I want more time now. I should be able to take all my losses now to build up that time.
For sure.
Even today, we had an email from one mom and like, well, my son's not sure about going to the next tournament. No, the next tournament, that's where the benefit of this one pays off.
That's where they should be going to. Yeah.
You go to the next one, that's where you really make or break it.
For sure.
And then build that time on the mat. So
yeah. I really like to see this was like our first tournament, kickoff tournament, call it, for Team Kenzen, basically.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I thought it was great. I thought everybody, like, we were a team. We were all together. We warmed up together. We had a cheer at the beginning.
Yeah.
We went out. We were all supporting each other. The coaching was great to have Peter there helping out with the coaching as well.
And they had to break down and clean up.
And break down and clean up. And we were out of there pretty damn fast.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it was a great, successful event. And look forward to it again next year.
Well, it's definitely happening.
It's definitely happening. So it should be
29th
good.
of September next year, it's going to happen.
You know what else is happening tomorrow night? Saturday night. McGregor versus Khabib.
Oh yeah,
Khabib. It's gonna be good.
So what they had a press conference and McGregor came late.
Yeah, he didn't even show up. So they were talking about this, like the perfect opportunity, because this is their second press conference. The first one, the fans weren't allowed. It was just media, so it was pretty professional, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, the fans were allowed to come in. It was like open. It was an open one, and it was just crazy. It's the perfect chance for them to promote this fight and build it up, and Conor to talk his trash and Khabib to talk his trash. And the star of the show doesn't even show up.
Like, how late was he?
Khabib left the stage. He was half an hour, 45 minutes late. Yeah. And Khabib did his thing, talked about, I'm going to beat Conor, blah, 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 walked off. And then Conor came on. He was by himself. He talked trash to,
So they didn't get the pre-fight
They didn't get the pre-fight, throwing water bottles.
When's the weigh-in?
Weigh-in's tomorrow.
So they'll see each other then.
Yeah, they'll be... Conor will still be yapping his gums as he usually does. And
selling his whiskey.
And Khabib will just be cool as a cucumber. And Saturday night, I can't wait.
So what's your prediction?
My prediction is I think Khabib is going to win. So I think it's going to be a great, great fight. I think it's going to be one of the best fights maybe in a while. Stylistically, they don't match up very well for either each other. Like Khabib doesn't match up very good with Conor, and Conor doesn't match up very good with Khabib. So I could see something crazy happening where Conor knocks him out or Khabib just takes him down and mauls him for the whole entire thing. Yes. But I think it's going to go back and forth, and I'm going to say Khabib wins by decision. It's going to go all 5 rounds. He's just going to drain Conor. Connor's going to have nothing left, and Khabib's going to win.
Wow.
What do you think? You got to make a call. You got to call.
Probably Khabib's going to take it.
I think so. He's the favorite, the Vegas odds favorite right now.
I haven't watched a lot of Khabib's fights. I'm feeling I can't give an educated estimate on it.
Okay, that's fair.
If Conor catches him as he comes in, he just drops his guard a little bit too early, or he makes one little hesitation.
Yeah.
And the main thing, can Conor go the whole distance?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Does he have the gas tank? He's been known to come out strong and kind of gas out at the end. It was funny. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he said that, Conor McGregor's style, where he's kind of very bouncy and moving in and moving out and counter, but he's like, he's like a fencing one. Yeah. So, or karate.
Karate,
he's like, looks exactly like a karate fighter when he's in there. So it's just kind of funny, but it should be good.
That's awesome. There was a karate combat.
Karate combat happened in New York on top of the World Trade Center, whatever.
We should talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it next week. Yeah, we've got some results from that, but we'll kind of dig in a little bit and do some more research in that for
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah, we do have some results to give you this week, though, regarding some WKF stuff. So 2 big tournaments that came up. There was a K1 that we haven't talked about yet. K1 in Berlin, so the German Open. That was September 14th to 16th. Was that when we were in Kelowna?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. And then also after
it was
that,
a week earlier.
Yeah, and then the weekend after that was the K1 Series A in Santiago, Chile. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the results from Berlin, and then we'll kind of touch a little bit on how that relates to the results in Santiago. But a big event in Berlin, and of course everybody vying for those points because they're counting here for towards the Olympics.
And if you're just catching up with us, the K1s, you have to be in the top 50 of the ranking to compete.
Yes, yeah.
And then Series A, anybody can go in.
That's right. Yeah. So the K1, the Premier Leagues are like the top of the creme de la creme of the karate world. So let's go over the results.
I'm calling categories this time.
You're calling didn't you call categories last time?
No.
no. No,
it wasn't me,
definitely not. No. All right. Well,
I want to hear you saying these Japanese names.
let's put a caveat out there. Once again, we apologize if we get your name wrong. We are not linguistics here on the Karate 360 podcast, but we are karate fans.
Exactly.
All right. What do you got?
Female kata.
Who else? Kyo Shimizu from Japan, winning gold at the Berlin German Open. And in second place on this one was Sandra Sanchez. So Sandra Sanchez and Kyo Shimizu, who have gone up head-to-head quite a bit, and they've kind of gone back and forth. Kyo Shimizu taking it this one. But in the Series A the week later, Sandra Sanchez won, but Kyo Shimizu was not there. So there you go. All right, next up on our Berlin results here.
Female kumite minus 50.
Again, the Turkish star Serap Özdelek winning gold medal handedly over Japan. Ayaka Tadana, she also won gold medal at Santiago as well.
Radwa Saeed, the famous athlete from Egypt, took third.
That's right, yeah.
Very amazing there. Female kumite minus 55.
And Zelika Terluga from Ukraine won gold in that one.
Female kumite minus 61.
So this is interesting. Alexandra Grande from WKF3. So whatever that means, I guess.
That's when you don't have a country.
Don't have a country. All right.
Female kumite minus 68.
Well, before we go to minus 68, in minus
ahead.
61, I just want to touch on, in minus 61 in Santiago, a Canadian athlete, Haya Juma,
That's right.
got a silver medal. So congratulations to Haya in the minus 61 division in Santiago. That was in Santiago, though, so in Berlin. So minus 68 in Berlin, though, was Ida Eltimer from Turkey.
Excellent.
So excellent.
And 68 plus.
Ayumi Yukusa from Japan. So a great athlete there. She's actually won gold, I think, in the last several Premier Leagues as well. So she's got a good hold there on the first position in the plus 68 division.
Female team kata.
Team Italy winning gold over Team Russia in Team Kata. And let's go on to the male division.
Male kata.
Ryo Kyuna from Japan. Again, a huge win for Ryo Kyuna. Again, just seems to be like the top male kata athlete of all time, maybe.
Male kumite minus 60.
Minus 60 is Angelo Crescenzo from Italy.
Minus 67
is Luca Maresca also from Italy.
Minus 75.
Yusei Sakiyama from Japan.
Beat Rafaeal Aghayev. We were going to look at this video.
All right, we'll look at that after. And we're finishing third in there is Captain America, Tom Scott. So the minus 75 kilogram division is shaking up a little bit. Wow. Hey, didn't even see that yet. Go for it. Keep going.
Minus 84.
Who else but Rutaro Alaga winning gold.
And 84 plus.
And 84 plus is Syed Ganjadeh from the Islamic Republic of Iran. Also a kind of stalwart at the gold medal for the heavyweights there in the Kumite division. Male team kata was WKF1, so I guess a mix of...
Yes.
Or, yeah.
That's when they... sometimes you're floating without a country.
Floating without a country. So there you go. Those are the results from the recent Premier League in Berlin, and again, just a huge event here. Just want to take a quick look here at our athlete Kyo Shimizu, who again with Sandra Sanchez in the female kata, they always seem to go kind of back and forth on this one.
Yes.
I think Shimizu is ranked first, and she's ranked first in the kata. Sandra Sanchez is ranked second in the WKF. But let's just see here. So for Shimizu from Karate Premier League in Berlin, she got first place. Senior Championship, the AKF Senior Championship, she got first. Premier League in Istanbul, she got second to Sandra Sanchez, and then it's like first, and pretty much everything since 2017. So Kyo Shimizu, definitely the one to keep an eye on, and female kata for sure. So those are the results from Berlin. What do you think?
Those are awesome. There's only one K1 Tokyo after this.
That's right.
But for the European athletes, this is the last one before the Worlds in Spain.
Yeah, in
right?
late November, yeah.
And, their opportunity to travel just a couple hours, compete, travel a couple hours back. What we learned at the celebration of karate was that sometimes they travel and do their accreditation in the same day.
Yeah.
They're so close.
And sometimes they'll get their bags.
Yeah, exactly.
Your name's Toshi Uchiyagi. Yeah.
I didn't get to my bag back. He finally got it.
Why was he British all of a sudden? You just gave him British accent. Why did I get my bag back?
When everything goes wrong.
You're just British.
Okay. So let's talk about Yusei Sakiyama from Japan against Rafaeal Aghayev in the final match.
Let's.
And there is a wonderful thing.
All right, so you got a video here for us?
By the way, this is not just a technique that happens first, this technique doesn't happen very often at the high level, but this is something I think you could pull off in the dojo.
Sure. So we'll post this video to the when we post everything else, and we're sitting at the so if you open the link, if you're with us right now, open the link on the attachment there that's on there, and it's at 3 minutes and 40 seconds into this match. We're looking at a leg sweep. What do you got for us, Richard?
Okay, I'm setting it up here. So let's just let it roll a little bit.
Okay, hold on. Let's make sure that we can see this there too. Yeah, there we go. All right, so you got Araga. He's in the corner. He puts himself in the corner. Oh, so nice. So right now, before we go, Japan is winning 2-1 with about 1:20 left in this fight. Araga puts himself in the corner. He's down by 1. And you can see he's setting it up. He does this a lot where he puts himself in the corner. He's setting something up. But he's going to get us. He leaves his foot heavy, and watch this. He tries once, and he comes with the back foot. So he comes with the front foot, and then he comes in with the back foot, does the Japanese athlete there. And that looks quite familiar.
Sakiyama is interesting. His whole match, when you watch the whole thing, is tapping his leg constantly.
Yeah.
He's tapping his leg and just trying to get – he's also just trying to time it. Like, when should I go? When should I go? When should I go? And – you'll see a few taps here as you walk in. Aghayev's going to switch stances. Here he comes. Right leg's going to tap. See how he did a little tap there?
Yeah, a little tap at the front leg.
Guard down. Aghayev switches. He's going to go in a rush. And just as he goes to rush, he waits. Tap again. Tap.
Saw him coming. Like perfect timing.
I think there's some luck in there.
Yeah, for sure.
But just caught him as he's going to run forward. And that, my friends, is 3 points. Full ippon.
Very nice how he plays with them a little bit with the front leg, gives them a little teaser. Here's a little taste of the front, comes in with the back leg and takes him down and scores 3 points.
That is something that you can do in the dojo.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It looks familiar because we do it all the time here. We practice this in the club. You don't see it score very much, from the back leg, but wow, beautiful. Just so nice.
It's because as he's putting his foot down, he just catches him, puts it right down, and he escapes at the end.
So how can we work on this in the club? What can we do?
This is really a simple, almost dance-like technique.
Sure.
Right? Where you use your back leg to tap and
Yeah.
tap. Oh, we have someone coming in here. Hey, how's it going?
Look at this. Is it? I'm supposed to pick up Sophie here, or is it cadet today? It's cadet, eh?
It's cadet day today.
Oh my goodness.
It's Thursday, right?
It's Thursday. I'm voting.
Right on. We have Safi's daddy on the podcast.
Is that a broadcast or?
We're recording. We do once a week. We do a karate podcast.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the poster for it up there. So it's on iTunes and it's on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. We talk about all the world championships and all the big stuff
That's
happening.
cool. Okay, well, okay, Currently 360 podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't see her. I think she's at Cadets tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
So do you have to drive downtown to get her now?
No. It's basically that's where the confusion stands for. It's right here on Van Elmet. So.
Oh, she's down
Yeah,
there. Okay.
it's right here.
No problem.
And that's why I always come to the same corner. Automatically stop here.
No problem. I'll take it easy. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we get some visitors sometimes here on the Karate 360 podcast.
One of the dads was picking up one of our athletes, but she happens to be at another location right now.
Yeah, whoops, coming
Well,
on the wrong place.
Thanks for coming, Dad.
That's a first. That's a first on the Karate 360 podcast, I think.
Yes, we're happy to have new fans.
Oh,
Anyway,
of course.
this is all off the back leg. One thing I really like about this technique is you keep your hands up. It's almost like someone's holding your belt, so you can't move forward, and you got to use your hips like a lever to put your foot out and just tap with the bottom of your foot. It's really easy to practice. Actually, on the kicking stands, it's good because you keep your lead leg in front, swing your back foot, tap with the sole, and just practice pulling it back fast.
And we do it. Sorry, go ahead.
I think the pulling back fast is the key because it's like you get that whip-like effect.
Sure. They just can't quite. They got a little glare there. There we go.
Like doing a lead leg sweep is great, but the thing about when it's on when using your back leg,
you don't expect it. You don't expect the back leg sweep
there's a
very
kick.
much. That's a different. Yeah,
I think we actually passed it here.
Yeah, we are. It's 5-1 there, but
yeah, let's just here he goes.
here we go.
See how he's gonna sweep with his back foot. See how he
Off the. That's
see how
just
he's
so
leaning?
nice. Yeah, so nice.
It's like you lean back, almost like someone's holding your belt, like you can't go forward, and that flicks your foot. It's great because even if you're in the club and you're not like a super high performance national team athlete, that's something you can do. That's just timing.
Yeah, 100%.
That's just timing, like catching someone.
And we do it a lot we make it part of our karate tag game as well, right? Using the back foot.
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3. That's right. So it's a good technique. Practice it.
Right on.
All right, I got a fitness training tip of the week here, and I want to talk about. This is what a big part of what I discussed at the celebration of karate, especially with the other club instructors and the coaches that were there in the older group, was how to warm up effectively, how to effectively warm up, how to know you're warmed up, and what to do. So we've talked a little bit about this on the podcast, but we should kind of know the difference now between a dynamic stretch and a static stretch. So remember, dynamic stretches are like your leg swings and your arm rotations, anything that's moving dynamically throughout a range of motion, whereas a static stretch is like your sit and reach or your front split or where you're holding a switch. So remember, before a match, there's a couple things you want to do. First, you want to get your heart rate up. So heart rate needs to be up. You need to be sweating a little bit. And then you also want to do some dynamic movements like your leg swings and that. And actually, I even worked with the kids a little bit to think of markers. Like, what are your little check marks to know that you're warmed up? So number 1 was your heart rate is up. Your heart rate is beating. You can feel your heart rate up. Number 2 was you're sweating. You can actually feel sweat on your brow. So 1, heart rate up. 2, you're sweating. 3, you're more mentally focused. So you're more thinking about the match or thinking about your kata. And 4 was you're less nervous than when you started. You have less butterflies in it. So those are the 4 check marks. Are you sweating? Is your heart rate up? Are you more focused? And are you less anxious or less nervous? If any of those, if you haven't checked off all those, you're not effectively warmed up yet. So you got to try and make sure those are all checked up before you can go in. And also make sure, of course, you do those leg swings, those dynamic stuff to get the joints moving. And then finally, as part of your warm-up too, you should be doing some activation stuff, like some knee drives, getting those legs working, activating nice and fast, explosive movements. And then, of course, you want to do some techniques and stuff before you get in there too.
What I liked about the celebration of karate was we were telling these people who are black belts, who are in different stages of fitness, that they don't have to just think of themselves as instructors or officials or, that they've kind of give up on their fit. Like, no, you're black belts. You have to enjoy karate as much as possible.
Yeah.
Right? And part of that is knowing how to be fit for karate. Even just like exactly all those 4 points you just mentioned, like, do you have all those before your training? And I think you can do a 15, 30-minute training on your own. Like, that's one thing black belts are supposed to do.
100%, yeah.
Right? Just the other day, yesterday, or 2 days ago, I did like a workout and I wasn't warm yet. I was like, okay, I was just going to jog in the dojo, kick, punch, do bag work. And finally the sweat kicked in.
Yeah.
And so when the sweat kicked in, then I started working on heavier. And then at the end, I did like almost an hour stretch.
Nice.
And I got all the way into my front splits.
Yeah. At the end, you want to do those front splits and all those static stretching. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So I can kick to the head when I'm warm, my hips are warm.
Sure.
But when I want to actually do a full split. And it was nice. I was talking on the phone while I was stretching, and I was kicking the bag and doing a split and kicking the bag. And Bob's fun to kick.
Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, I hit all those things you just said. I was just thinking about them now. Like all those I could feel. And also that like, you know, you're in the beginning of your warm up or workout. It's kind of like going to the gym, like, you know, you're having that like self-talk.
Yeah.
And I always tell people you have to fight through that self-talk because 20 minutes into it, you start enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, wow, I'm actually, endorphins kicking in. I'm glad I did it.
And you're ready to go, and you're actually going to perform better as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just make sure you're effectively warmed up.
So say those 4 things again so everyone really remembers them.
Okay. So again, heart rate is elevated. You're sweating. You're more mentally focused.
Yeah.
So
you're
you can
into it. You're thinking about it, not something else.
Not something else. And then finally, you actually feel less anxious or less nervous than when you first started. Because you know, when you get moving, it's the same thing when you get into a match. Like you might be nervous still, but if you're less nervous than when you started your warm up, then you're on the right track. So those are the 4 check marks. And again, if not all of them are ticked off, then you still got to figure it out.
So people, like, if you're coming into karate and you're not feeling, because I find sometimes we can't do a long warm up because we don't have a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
Like come in early, like go jogging, get a skipping rope.
Yeah, do whatever.
You know?
Skipping ropes are great.
Skipping ropes are great, right?
We should get some skipping ropes.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
That's something else that we should include in the gym or that. But yeah, skipping rope, just anything, because oftentimes in a karate class, you know, especially one that's maybe only 45 minutes or an hour. You might not have time to do an adequate warm-up in order to perform at your best, right? We do warm-ups, of course, but, you know, sometimes it's 10, 15 minutes, and then we have to get on to the next thing,
Even when I used to go to 2-hour karate classes, we would go like half an hour early just to warm up and stretch. And a lot of times you stay after, so.
No, so it's good.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's my fitness training tip of the week.
Very nice.
All right. Upcoming tournaments. What do we got? So we're back in studio here for another couple weeks before we have to take off again, and we'll do another live show. Those are always a lot of fun, but we'll be back in studio again, so you guys will get our regular scheduled stuff here as we go. Upcoming tournaments, though, we got, what do I got it up here. One sec.
I listed a whole bunch on the thing.
Yeah, I got the schedule right here. So in October, we got in the 12th and the 14th is the next Premier League. That's in Tokyo, Japan. So that's going to be a big one. We want to pay attention to that. Then on October 17th and 18th is the karate at the Youth Olympic Games in Argentina.
Another big one.
And the Youth League is in Mexico at the end of the month. And then in November, the biggest tournament of the biannual year is the WKF Senior Championships in Madrid, Spain. And everybody is going to be at that one. That's going to be huge.
It will be huge.
Yeah, and that's good. The karate world is going to be watching.
The last World Championships before the Olympics.
That's right. Yep, it's going to be big.
2024 Olympics hasn't decided whether karate is going to be in it or not.
Yeah, when's that? What's the status on that? I thought they were going to decide that pretty quick.
I think we're going to find out in a year or two. It could even be by 2020 we'll find out.
Okay.
But I did hear that France and Japan have put the power on there. Hey,
put the power on.
Put the power on. They're putting on the pressure for the French government.
The power's on.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that just about wraps up this episode of the Karate 360 podcast. I don't think there's much else to say on that.
Well, there's always more, but we want you guys to come back next week.
Yeah, they don't want to get tired of our voice quite yet. I mean, 96 episodes, you know. We're coming up on episode 100.
How many hours did we figure out? It's like 400 hours of content.
A lot. Yeah.
Like there's like 10 hours of fitness, 10 hours technical.
I went back actually as I was looking at some of our old recordings, and I listened to like episode 6 or just like a random one, and we were just like, so we're getting better is what I'm trying to say. Yes. Like we were so chunky, and like there was a lot of awkward silent space.
I have tied my belt in several different ways.
Yeah. Well, now it's just like so natural.
Totally. It should be. I like the idea as like a conversation that people are joining in on.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like because we're gonna chat about this stuff anyway. So.
Yeah, so we may as well join people in.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we do appreciate you listening every week, or even if you just tune in week, whatever. We just enjoy it, and we were happy that you guys listen in. So follow us on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Karate 360 Podcast, karate360podcast.com. Keep an eye. Monday mornings is when the podcasts come out. So subscribe to us so you make sure you
tell
get
your
that
friends
every morning. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your dog.
That's right.
Everybody you need to tell. And also, if you're a baseball fan, don't forget to cheer for the Red Sox against the New York Yankees in the playoffs that start tomorrow.
There's baseball playoffs?
Baseball playoffs starting now.
Wow.
And Red Sox play the Yankees.
It's a pretty interesting October.
It's October is always. I love October. October is the best. It's the best month of the year. I think. Yeah, I like October. So, anyways, I'm Kalen Anglos.
Mr. Mazzo.
Thanks, guys. We will talk to you guys next week. Sanrokumaru.